I'm recording. I just fixed my hair. That makes me laugh. I'm ever gonna put clothes on again.
Well, thank you for putting something on, although I wouldn't have liked it. But you would have told me ahead of time and I would have done the same thing.
A mentor I had from years back in another lifetime ago. I remember she said, if we're all going down, she's like, I'm going down with a martini and a cigarette.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that, but I do have this is like, fuck this. I'm in my pajamas for the
Yeah.
next who knows how long, for a couple days, and then I'll have an impulse to get dressed, but not right now.
I know I'm here in Victoria and I wanted to take my daughter to the museum, and yesterday they closed it down. This morning I was thinking, oh my God, we probably can't even go to a restaurant.
No. I mean, you can. You just want to be mindful and blah, blah, blah. And I don't mean to be dismissive, but yeah, I mean, I was surprised there were restaurants open last night for St. Patrick's Day. There was a Chris sent out a really great newsletter. I'm not sure if you
I
read
got
it.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Really good. And the second video where the guy as a short talks about it's really, to me, a little controversial, but maybe accurate. Actually talks about sending your kids to school because 30% of nurses have children. And
Yeah.
it's a really interesting part. I'm like, oh my God. And then his whole piece about kids aren't getting it. Like kids just, they're not, it's not that it's not 100%, but it's really interesting, right? So anyway, that just brings me to restaurants. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answers are, and I guess that's part of an apocalypse.
Yeah. So I went to I walked to the Red Barn. It's a market just not far from here. And I guess there's a lot of them in Victoria. Uh, and they have it's kind of like a smaller version of a Whole Foods. So a lot of healthy foods. And so I didn't see one person with a mask, but I've only seen one person in Victoria so far with a mask walking down the street. But when I gave her my cart, my little basket, she had to put it, she couldn't put it with the rest. She had to sanitize it.
Wow.
And she was wearing gloves. And
Right.
there was the disinfectant on the counter. So I
Right.
used that when I paid for and I said, money is one of the dirtiest things out there. So if, like we pass money to each other all the time, and
So interesting and so accurate actually too, hey?
yeah.
So
So
weird time.
yeah, it was, I liked Chris's article though, his newsletter. It talked about end times and I guess that's what, that just, and there was something in there that I thought, I can't remember, I'd have to go back to the article.
I loved it. I read it like 5 times this morning.
I'm
Like,
going to have to read it again because it really hit, there was something that really hit me strongly as well. And I'll have to go back to it. I just can't remember it now. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird time right now. A weird time.
it is. I don't know if you got the email he sent out. Maybe it might have been earlier in the week or last week about, and it wasn't a newsletter. I think it was a direct email to all of his clients about how to be in this time. He may not have sent it to you.
No,
I'm not sure.
I don't recall getting that.
I'm gonna pull it up because it directly connects to. I'll send it to you, but it directly connects to us and frankly, Anne's story from the core, really. But what he says is, I'll just read it real quick. Moments of high intensity like these are precisely why we practice. To maintain stillness and poise in the midst of chaos is the highest level of this art. For the deep empath types, which is a large majority of you, i.e. those of you who have attunement, sensitivity to the collective energies and to the suffering of others, this is a moment to really ground yourself in your wholeness and a state of deep neutrality, equanimity. Taking on the collective suffering will not help anyone, most especially you. Again, this is not to suggest lack of care and compassion for a very difficult period that is only going to get more challenging. It is simply a clear recognition that we are no good use to anyone else, our loved ones, our family, our friends, our community, our very self, if we are caught up in the whirlpool of suffering. Blah, 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 blah. And there was something in it that really spoke to me about the recognition of our sensitivity. You know, those who, like, I think about, you know, you have a unique skill. What's beautiful, I think, about you is it's not that you're not empathic, but your empathy has a very very safe distance. You have an ability to hold a bigger picture at a safe distance. And what called to me in that piece of writing of his, though, is that our gifting is called on more than ever now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And
really,
so when you said in Charlene's thing, you said that now, I forget what it was, but because there's so many things going on right now. But you said now more than ever, like we need to hold, like our leadership needs to, basically you were saying our leadership, they need us now more than ever, our leadership. So let's hold steadfast and yeah. And so I forwarded an email article that I get from Ryan Holiday. I've been following him for a few years now, and he practices stoicism.
Right.
And so his article really today really hit home the leadership piece and how, like, we've been through this before, like not you and I, but the collective has been through this. The world has been through these. Well, we've been through so many different plagues. And not to say that this is a plague, but certainly it's
it is. It's a different kind, but yeah. It's not killing people the way the plague did.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I don't know that it will, but they start out the same anyways.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
Wow. So what do you want to focus on today, my darling? And how is impacting that?
Tina, I'm really starting to panic now about work. I thought by now I'd have something. And then, you know, like there were so many things. I thought I'd have I thought I'd be providing virtual support work to this one gal who wanted full-time support. And then she got sick. And she's just better now, but I don't know that she had gotten a job with the city of Vancouver, and I don't know that what's happening with that. So she was going to still hire me full time, and I don't know. I haven't heard from her, and yeah, I don't have all the things that were supposed to pan out have not, and so now I'm here. I've got another week to go, and then I'm without employment, and I'm trying to find a place to live. Thank God John is okay with me staying there until I find something. But, you know, everything's up in the air for me. And I'm just trying not to panic. But
yeah, I would stay I would stay where you are until you find a job.
Yeah, well, that's obvious. I can't.
Okay. I wasn't sure by your Facebook post. I'm like, oh, is she going to move without a job? Not yet.
No, I'm looking for. That's where I'm going to move. But you know, like I have to just keep moving forward with that idea. But my work, of course, I can't move without it. I'm not going to move there and then all of a sudden next month can't pay my rent because I don't have a job. You know. Like,
and the facilitation thing is a great knowing that and no one's hiring facilitators right now because we're not gathering, right?
I know, and I just turned down. I was just offered 3 workshops, but I just I
You
turned
were?
it down. Yeah, this fellow, I turned it down because
I know, but you were offered 3 workshops? You were offered 3. I'm not challenging when turning it down. I just want to acknowledge you were offered 3 workshops.
yeah,
Oh my God. You
yeah,
were offered 3 workshops as a
I was offered,
facilitator.
yeah.
Sharon, I'm sure you did this already and I just skipped a beat because I've been so busy over here, but oh my God, you put it out to the universe and the universe said, okay.
Yeah, well, I've worked with him before, and so
Yeah.
and so this time he offered me 3 workshops, and I was supposed to get him the specifics on the workshops a few days ago, and I just on Monday, and I just said I turned him down because he's a non-Indigenous doing work for Indigenous people. He hires Indigenous facilitators, but he himself is, I found out, is doesn't have a good reputation in the Indigenous world, and I don't want to associate myself with him because of that. And I just thought, if there's any question, I don't want to be associated. So it's an integrity thing for me. And even though I didn't have any work and I needed the money, like I talked with a friend of mine over this, and I said, I don't have any work, so I really feel I need to take it, but I'm feeling that I shouldn't take it. And so in the end, my integrity won out over the need for the work.
So proud of you. I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud of you.
My ex-husband would be like, what the fuck are you doing? You need work, like, but.
No, because there's something you're actually, and I don't believe that the universe tests us. I really don't believe that. I believe that there are tests. I don't think the universe sends us tests. I think our habits are our tests, and so you just changed the cycle. You just broke the cycle. You just broke a cycle.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's like, and I can.
Yeah,
I remember when I did the same thing. Like and if it's okay, I'll just sidebar for it.
Yeah.
That I, in the same place as you, as I was planting my flag in the sand, I was saying, I am this, right? I had somebody recognize what I can do for them, just like what happened to you. And if I didn't check my brain, it would have made sense that I did it. In fact, I actually did commit to doing it. Mm-hmm. And it was this big $15,000 program that I would make, blah, 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 blah. And then actually Isabel Mercier Turcotte called me and she said, hey, do you know that Tina Overbury's working with so-and-so? She called me right away and she said, word on the street is that you are working with this person, and I love you, and I have all I'm going to say is Google him. And then I got mad. Actually, I sent her a message back, and I said, blah 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 blah. This is a good human being who's bad in business. Blah 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 blah. And I'm sick and tired of people judging people, and blah 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 blah. And then she pressed the envelope. She called me back, and she says, I hear you, and your reputation matters. All I'm going to say is Google him. So I Googled him, and I was already kind of embroiled a little bit. I was about 2 weeks in. And then I immediately just pulled out.
Oh my God.
And it changes the dynamic,
God.
right?
Yeah. My God.
It's the difference between chasing the money,
yeah,
and like surviving from a different place.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where I need to be too, is surviving from a different place. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying not to panic. I believe that there's got to be something out there that's waiting for me, an opportunity that I'm not seeing. And so then with all of this, everybody's working from home now, even my office. I get an email from the office the other day that we're working remotely. So I sent Sonia, my boss, an email this morning, and I asked her, So like I was supposed to stay here till tomorrow, and then I was going to take like all my weekends have been filled with workshops for my work. And so then I've got all this overtime that I've had to, and so then I'm here all this week. I was here for the advanced business match, but all those, of course, are shut down. And so then I couldn't get a refund on my Airbnb. So I'm here thinking, well, maybe I can just use this time to get my head together, write, whatever, see my daughter, spend some time with my
Yeah.
daughter, and that sort of thing. So then I thought, I checked my overtime hours and whatnot, and I thought, oh shit, I better, because the workshops, I don't have that overtime now. I have to stop taking all this time off so I can make it up for the time that I've taken off. Because I don't want to, if I go into a deficit, then that money will come off my check and that'll be my
Yeah.
last check, right? So
Yeah.
I did a recalculation and realized I better work tomorrow and Friday
Yeah.
to make up the overtime hours. And so I texted or emailed Sonia and I said, so what are the new procedures? Like what is the policy for working from home? And she said she doesn't have a policy. It's all new, right? And
Yeah.
so I'm just going to, she's just be available during business hours. So that's fine. So I will stay here for tonight, but I'll be back tomorrow and working from home tomorrow and Friday. My point is, this is new for Mama Lillicla. It's new for a lot of people to be working remotely. And a lot of people are doing that. So then I'm thinking, okay, is this the opportunity, creator? This is what I do. I've been doing this for like many years now, and I can teach other people how to do this. Is this what my opportunity is? How do I get this word out to people that I can help them? Because a lot of people are forced now. Like I wanted to go to the museum and the museum is shut down. So a lot of these people are working remotely and they have never worked remotely before. So like, I don't know, is this the opportunity? I just don't know.
Well, there's lots of, so I will encourage you to to go deeper because you've made a deep choice. So you made a deep choice to hold on to your integrity, right? And to honor your work and who you are. So when you're in your practice of your own sacred practice, wisdom, when you're in your wisdom practice, what do you receive as your next step? Or even just right now, because you can tap into your wisdom really easily. What do you receive as your next step? Encourage you to the universe has got the surface stuff. Give that to God. Give that to grandmother spider. What is your piece?
I got nothing.
I heard facilitation. And I was, and because my brain went, it can't be facilitation. She can't even go out. I'm like, okay, inquire more.
Yeah, and I can facilitate from Zoom. I mean, I've held workshops that way before. I spent a one-day facilitation for the Nishka government. I created a course on how to create standard operating procedures. And I facilitated that session because they're so far up north. They didn't want to fly me in. They wanted to do it by Zoom. So that's what I did. So I facilitated a workshop from Zoom. It's, more and more like Toastmasters, they have remote clubs where that's how they operate, is by Zoom. And so
going back to your call of empowerment, right? And making a dent in the most marginalized, at-risk communities. I think you might be onto something about this like, can you, do you have enough contacts that you could pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm really noticing, how uncomfortable and probably even unskilled people are at working from home. I'm wondering if it would be of benefit to hire me for a 3-hour workshop online about how to work from home, or how to do your job from home. And I'm going to be showing these 3 tools, whatever they are. And it might be something like, hey, I'm working from home, and thinking about like where you work, and recognizing there's a whole bunch of people in the workforce having to work from home that don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
What can I do? This is what I do. What do you need? What kind of a 3-hour workshop can I offer to help keep your workforce working? And they might say, God, Sharon, I actually don't know. And then you come back with, well, here's what I think. Here's what I think. People need to know how to blank, blank, blank. And I think these are the top 3 tools people are going to be using. And I bet it's possible that you might be able to pick up, 300-$400 workshops or something, like 1 a week or 2 a week, charge $400.
Oh, that would be so wonderful to do that.
Am I onto something?
Well, I mean, this is what I've been racking my brain about is how to get to people, though, because yes, I want to offer them, because I feel that is what is, it's right there. It's right there. People are all having to work from home now, and it's like, do they know how to do that? Like, I keep thinking back to the Silkatine government. They're the ones that I've been trying to get a contract with for over a year now. And there are 6 assistants. They I've been told that they're not up to here with their skills and abilities, and the virtual support work would totally benefit them, because their chiefs are all over the map.
Okay, so right now, in times like this, people don't go to people they don't know. So in times like this, I want you to draw, like, put a dot on a piece of paper. And I'll tell you, this is exactly what I do. Exactly what I do. Now I draw a circle, a smaller circle, like a close circle, like a ripple, a first ripple out of that circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then draw another one outside of that circle. And then another one outside of that circle. And you can eventually go to 6 ripples, but 3 is a good place to start. So underneath this picture, you're going to write down your version of what is truthful about what I just said, what I just offered, like this, whatever we're calling it, at home, like teaching people how to work from home.
Yeah.
And it's not even individuals how to work from home. It's like teaching teams, teaching teams how to work from home together. Teaching a workforce. You're actually teaching the administrative workforce how to work from home together. Teaching your admin teams how to work from home. Work from home as a team together. like, Sharon, what are some of the tools that you like? I'm thinking about Powerhouse. Like every day we use Voxer.
Yeah,
Every day.
yeah,
Every day I use Zoom.
yeah,
Every day I
yeah,
use Google Docs.
yeah.
Every
Those are
day.
exactly the tools. I mean, Voxer, I was just going to add because it's such a handy tool, and you get to hear the voice, right? So, if everybody wants to use the voice part of it, because you can also type, as you know. But definitely, but also Asana, so that we can keep track of our projects, and Google Docs, Google Drive actually, because it's not just the Google Docs, but it's slides and it's
Okay, you just frozen. It'll come back. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
Google Drive, so that it's not just the Google
Drive.
Docs,
Yeah.
but it's
Right.
Google Sheets, and you want the real time. It's the real time. It's the real time.
That's
Like,
it.
my post that I posted was real time, and I put that on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
Because that's what you need. You want to be able to, like, right now people are scrambling. It's like, shit, how do they have no work from home policies, and all
Wow.
of a sudden they've got to work with these people. They've got to work. Their staff has to work, still produce, but from home. So how are we managing that on a daily basis so that
Do you have any framework for how to facilitate the creation of a work from home policy?
no, but I could put something together. I mean,
Can you put something
yeah.
together? Like, and it's got to be ridiculously simple. So it's like 3 examples of work from home policies. The questions that you need to create your work from home policy.
Yeah, yeah.
The
I was just reading an article by Harvard Business Review today, and it was about that. And so that I've kept it because it's got some examples of, like, it's just got some questions that I would use to create that. And so, yeah, that's on my list. But yes, I can actually, because now that you're mentioning it, it means that I'm on the right track.
Yeah. Well, it's also like that's your question too on the phone, right?
Do you have a work from home policy? Yeah.
And I want how can I help? So okay, so now that we know what potentially and then not crisis management, but like there's
Emergency
like
management.
like emergency, like how do you mobilize or how do you activate a team when a crisis happens, when they're all working from home. So that's that's not just a policy, that's like your reaction train, or your path, your reaction path, your something like that. Like there's a probably a term for it already. Your resolution path, or your path, it's like, you know how we used to have communication trains, right? Or the phone tree, like your communication tree.
Mm-hmm.
Tree, this is like the crisis tree or the reaction tree. Like that would be, I don't know what that is, but there's a term for that. Maybe send a Vox to Christina about that, about coming up with a good term for that. Because what you're essentially able to do right now is, one, help HR departments, or help whoever, I don't know what that, COOs, help the equivalent of COOs develop their work from home policy, help the COOs, and I think it's the COOs, operations officer, how they react when a surprise hits. And then the big one, though, is the real time, how to motivate, manage, and produce as a team who's now working from home. And what are the tools that you need for that? So you potentially have like a $1,200 package here, right? You have a consulting on the work from home policy. and facilitation. You have a consulting and a reaction tree and facilitation, and you have a workshop for the staff. And then you price out each of these three things individually if they've got some of it. Like if they have a work from home policy, before you can even do the workshop, you need to know what it is. If they have a reaction tree, that's what I'm calling it, then you need to know what that is before you teach the workshop too, right? And if they don't, then they need all three. And the great thing is you can fucking get that done in 3 days. You're like, great, let's schedule, an immediate meeting, you know, let's book the facility, let's book the workshop, let's book our 2 consultings, and in 3 days, you'll have this sorted out. You could be booked from now until like for the next 3 weeks, Sharon.
That's what I want.
Okay, so now let's go back to the diagram. So first off, your job today is to fill in the project description of these 3 things. You can send it to me. I'll totally look at it. It's basically your email pitch, right? Like your 1-pager on these 3 things. It doesn't have to be stunning, but it does have to look like you've been prepared for this your whole life, right? So that's your job today. So now back to and send it to me, and I can help you edit it or what have you. So now back to your picture. So that's you're in the middle. That's you and these 3 services. This is you and your $1,200 package, right in the middle. Now you need to beta test it. And you actually don't need to beta test it. You've been beta testing it your whole life. But you need, so back from my network marketing days, we used to call it the 3 people who would buy poo from you if you were selling poo. So on that immediate circle, who are the 3 to 6 people that you feel safe calling to tell them about this package and to find out if they need it or someone they know might need it?
Okay.
3 to 6 people you feel super safe, the safest with, not the people who need it the most, the people you feel safest with because you need to rehearse talking about it. So your job is to put 6 names on that, 3 to 6 names on that list. 6. This is exactly what I did with Core Story. It's exactly what I did as an Arbonne consultant. It's exactly what I did when every time I've quit a job. The first time I quit, as soon as I quit a job, I figure out who are my top 3 people I need to call right now that I feel the safest with, that I can speak from my heart. I can let myself be messy and go, I've got this idea. I think it's important. I want to get it out to the marketplace. I think the market needs it. This is what it is. What do you think? And who do you know?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you know, that's in my circle, it's my powerhouse circle, right? So that'd be Charlene and Christina.
Yeah.
For sure. And you, of course.
Yeah. But then also think, so you're personal, now think professional too. Like think about in your network of where your network of where you currently make money.
Yeah.
Who in your network where you currently make money, put those 3 names. You've got your 3 people. You can call us and talk to us about it. But then I want 3 people who could potentially hire you on that list. You know, so these are the organizations that you've worked with already, probably. And the challenge, I think, Sharon, is to check your judgment at the door.
Yeah.
Prejudging whether they want it or don't want it. Your job right now is, who do I feel safest taking this risk with? Not whether they need it or don't need it. Who do I feel safest taking this risk with?
Okay.
Okay. And then the next ripple is the next level of safety, unsafety. Right? So the next level is who else? Who, and then play all the way out what you just, and keep going. Like safe, mildly safe, not safe, but confident. Okay. Not confident and not sure. Okay, not confident, not sure, not safe, big risk. But what's great is right now that's what it looks like. But the more practice you have, actually, the more safe and confident all those names move closer to your circle, to your inner dot. Okay, because I if this is aligned for you, if it's aligned for you, you will get work in the next like 3 days.
Yeah.
If it's aligned, and only you know that, and you won't really know that until you're talking it out.
Yeah.
You know? And you could also create a great post for LinkedIn. Like, this is the conversation you should be having on LinkedIn right now.
Yeah.
While you're all at home, not knowing what to do, you know, like private message the COOs. I'm wondering if you need this. I didn't want to post this publicly. Do you have a work from home policy? Do you have a, whatever it's called, impact chain of whatever? And do you have a need for a workshop for an online workshop for your workforce so they can effectively continue with their job while working from home? Do you need these things?
Okay.
Okay. Seriously, Sharon, this is exactly how I grew my Arbonne business. Exactly how I grew it. There would be people on my periphery, right? That I knew but didn't know well. And and even when and this is exactly how I would fill Live Your Best Story too. Like, the number of times I've filled a workshop that had nobody in it or 3 people in it 2 weeks before, I would just start scanning my contact base. And anytime I got a pulse, like a hit, just a hit on my body and I would reach out. And they usually started with the same thing. It would be something like, I thought of you today because I have this, and I'm not sure if it speaks to you, but if it does, I'm here for you. Let me know your thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's, I thought of you today because of this, and then this part. I'm wondering if you have a work from home policy. I wonder if you have a prepare for or impact tree, and if your staff knows how to work from home as a team. I'm not sure if this speaks to you, but if it does, reach out to me because I have this. I'm offering this right now. It's what I've been made to do my whole life. Let me know your thoughts. So to be clear, Sharon, you are not asking for work. This is not a I need work. This is I have this. Do you want it?
Yeah.
It's the difference, and because it's the difference in that position. You've already said to the universe, I'm not chasing the money.
Yeah.
I have this. Do you want it? That's it.
Okay.
Tell me how that feels to you and what it brings up for you.
It feels very aligned with what it feels perfect. It's exactly what I've been trying to figure out, how to position myself, how to get my word out there. Because I posted on Facebook and I posted on LinkedIn, just that, but not just that. What did I say what did I say? I said, hang on, I'll show you what I said. I said, is your office ready to work remotely? Are your staff comfortable using Zoom, Slack, and Google Docs? Real-time digital tools that would help them get their work done. If you answered no to either of these questions, please give me a call and let's see what I can do to help you.
Oh, yes. And then you know what you do? In the comments section, not in the tags, in the comments section, put in names of people that you want to read that. If you put it in the comments section, then you're not putting it on their news feed, you're just pinging them.
So go back to the ad on LinkedIn.
Oh, is it an ad?
No, it's just a
Post?
it's a post.
I don't know enough about LinkedIn to know if that is, I would ask, send a quick message to Dee. I don't know what the etiquette is on LinkedIn. On Facebook, you can, because it's such a social place. It's possible on LinkedIn, you might say, you know, just tag 3 people that you know and love you. Not tag, sorry, put it in the comments section. Thinking of you, you know, just to get a conversation started, because what you want is a conversation happening about it. I also think, Sharon, back this up by writing an article today.
Yeah, see, that was on my list. I started an article.
Yeah, good. Finish that, and because then you have something to share.
Yeah, I started an article, and it is called, Is Your Office Ready to Work Remotely?
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
So I'm on the right track. Thank you.
You totally are. And another article, quick and dirty, do you have a work from home policy? How to create a work from home policy. Do you have one? Not how. Do you have one? And does your, the third one is this third offering, right? Like, God, I don't know how to describe it. Like, because Voxer is the answer to this thing. Like, what do you do when impact hits and you don't have a meeting planned, is what I'm trying to say. Like, that's what Voxer is for. Do you have a real-time reaction? Do you have a real-time reaction? Do you have a real-time reaction plan to mobilize your staff or to motivate your staff?
Okay, I'm going to get to work, and I'm going to send this to you. I'm going to write the articles first, because from the articles I'll be able to draw.
Yeah.
I'll be able to draw what I need for this.
Yeah. And then you have something to send out to people too, right?
Yeah.
I wrote
only this morning. I woke up thinking I have to write an article and then I started, and I'm like, I have to do this, I have to do that, I got it. So I updated my resume.
No, right now, like so I just want you to hear me say this. You have already taken one step across the line of an old habit. The universe is going to match you based on how you continue to move forward.
Thank you. Thank you.
So do not step back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You are no longer an employee.
Yeah, correct.
And not to say that you wouldn't pick up the odd job. Like every now and then I pick up things because I need to buy firewood.
Yeah.
But less, and like I can probably count that on like 3 fingers from last year where I stepped backwards in order to do something. So keep meeting the universe, keep meeting creator with yes, I am, follow my lead, creator, I got this.
Because it's been like, especially today, like in the last 12 hours, it's been eating me up. Like what? Like the opportunity, like I keep getting the opportunity card, but what is the opportunity? This is the opportunity. Then how do I not monetize on it? But I do have to make money. But that's not my ulterior motive. My ulterior motive is to position myself as the go-to person for this. I want people to, oh, Sharon, I want the people to think Sharon is the person for this. That's what I want.
Sharon, no one else is doing this right now.
No.
Like, and your name of the game is empowerment.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You galvanize. You collect. I don't think you galvanize. You collect. You nourish. you what's the word? You arm isn't the right word, but you like you give them tools and then you galvanize. Boom, and off they go. Yeah, like that's what you do. That's your gifting.
Yeah.
As a
All of
facilitator.
that together is empowerment.
Yeah. That's your gig, man. It's empowerment.
All right, Tina, love you to death.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I
Love
feel
you.
so, thank you. I've got work
Yeah.
to do. So
You got this.
I got this. So I will get back to you later with something,
Okay.
and you can critique and offer your brilliance to
Okay.
me.
Mwah. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, sweetie pie.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.